Welcome back. Uh, I thank all the participants for your participation in the forenoon session, and we are able to start afternoon session. So in afternoon, we have a session about deep learning for document summarization. So this session is going to deliver by Dr. Veeraya sir, Mahindra University, Hyderabad. Before hand over the session to Dr. Veeraya sir, let me introduce him to this at LFDP. Dr. Veeraya sir, we welcome you to this at LFDP sir.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you
So,
can go.
yeah, Dr. Veeraya sir, he's an assistant professor in CSC department at Mahindra University, Ecole Central School of Engineering. Prior to joining to Mahindra University, he worked as an assistant professor at KL University and also he worked at Vignan University, Vatlamudi. Dr. Veeraya sir has an experience of about 20 years in teaching and had acquired the skill of working under pressure and delivering the required in the stipulated time. Teamwork is most realistic aspect for him. His research interests are image processing and computer vision, wireless sensor network, deep learning, particularly for transmission protocols, etc. Now, it is my pleasure, user, to invite to this ATEL FDP, exploring machine learning and deep learning algorithms for natural language applications. Now you can take over the session, sir, and deliver the session on deep learning for document summarization. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. I'm for your introduction. I'm sharing my screen. Just please let me know whether my screen is visible to you.
Sure, sir.
Madam, is it
Yeah,
visible?
yes, sir. Your screen is visible, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Can you able to see the screen, madam? This one
Yes,
first.
sir. We are able to see, but you can keep it in a full screen mode. Then it is benefit to the
Yeah,
participant
yeah,
to
yeah.
view.
Yeah. From current slide, I'll full screen mode. Okay. Now is it fine, madam?
Yes, sir. Please go on, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for the organizers and thanks a lot for the participants who are attending this session. My topic is this deep learning for document summarization, and I'll just try to introduce the practical part of this also as much as possible. So the motivation for this document summarization is the advent of World Wide Web has created a large reservoir of data. A short summary which conveys the essence of the document helps in finding relevant information quickly. Always reading rather than reading the entire text. If a short summary always helps us to understand what the document contains. Document summarization also provides a way to cluster similar documents and present a summary of that. Uh, this is how Google applies this page ranking and summarizes the search information that we have searched in the Google search engine. And this is what the outline of my topic, and the basically definition of this document summarization, types of document summarization, extractive and abstractive. techniques that we will use are we have to combine both of these supervised and unsupervised techniques. We have to use single document summarization and at the same time multi-document summarization. So what are the approaches that we use in single document summarization? Basically text rank. Multi-document summarization uses needs. This multilingual summarization will also be there, and summarization competitions. I'm not going to take up that part, but I'll try to show you the evaluation part of it. So what is summarization? A summary is a text that is produced from one or more text documents that contains a significant portion of the, I mean significant in the sense most important sentences or words of that particular information that is present in the original text, and that is no longer than half of the original text. So whenever you are summarizing it, it should not cross 50% of the original text. That is what we have to keep in mind. So summarizations may be classified as extractive and abstractive. So these are the two types of summaries. Extractive summaries, these are created by reusing the words and sentences that are present in the existing original document. So it does not it does not use its own words, or it does not summary in its own sentences. The main purpose of this extractive summary is it extracts the important words and top sentences from the given original text, that is input text, verbatim itself. So for example, these search engines typically generate extractive summaries from web pages. So I have shown that one in the previous slide as well. Most of the summarization research today is on extractive summarization itself. And so this is what, see, this is the summary of IIT Bombay in very short manner from the content that is already there in the IIT Bombay website. So this is what extractive summary. And there is one more type, that is abstractive summary. In this abstractive summarization, information from the source text is rephrased, which means that it does not use the words or sentences that are there in the original text as it is. It tries to rephrase them and produces the summary. So mainly human beings generally write abstractive summaries, and these abstractive summaries has not reached a mature stage because allied problems such as these are the problems that are challenges that we need to meet to improve the abstractive summarization. That is nothing but semantic representation, inference, and natural language generation are relatively harder. These are the challenges that we have to meet to improve abstractive summarization. So this is a book review summarization or whatsoever. Then the summarization techniques can be, supervised or unsupervised. Supervised techniques use a collection of documents and human-generated summaries for them to train a classifier for the given text. It has to classify it, and classify in the sense it has to classify the sentences first, it has to classify the words, and then it has to extract most important words and sentences that are there. For that purpose, these supervisor techniques we use. Generally, sentence summaries are classified with supervisor techniques. Word summarizations are used by these unsupervised techniques. So supervised techniques, these are the features of sentences, as I have already told it to you. So it tries to extract the important sentences of sentence features that make them good candidates for inclusion in the summary are learned. Sentences in an original training document are labeled as in summary and not in summary. Only two classes are there. So here, since labels are there, this is called a supervised technique. In summary, a sentence which is part of the summary, which is not part of the summary. Only two classes will be there in this. Unsupervised, so the main drawback of supervised technique is that training data is expensive to produce and relatively sparse. So most readily available human generated summaries are abstract to summaries in nature. So major supervised approaches, as we have already seen, support vector machines to judge the, so this is basically a binary classifier to judge the importance of the sentence using feature categories. So surface features that tells the position of the word or sentence, length of the sentence. Content features uses stats of content bearing words. Relevance features exploit inter-sentence relationship. And then that is how similarity of sentences with the first sentence. Sentences are then ranked accordingly, and top ranked sentences are included in the summary. So these are the features, surface features it uses, content features, relevance features. All these three things we have to include when we are trying to extract top important sentences from the given input text. This is another paper that talks about topic signatures to rank sentences. Majorly topic and term weight will be given for a particular topic. What are the all the terms and their corresponding weights? So for example, this you take this one, this this is equal to this. This is nothing but topic signature set. This is a restaurant visit. This is how a term and its weightage. Term and its weightage will be represented in the, that is nothing but the ranking sentences. Topic signatures are learned using a set of documents pre-classified as relevant or non-relevant for each topic. So these are the examples. Extraction. So if a document is classified as relevant, then we know the important words of this topic. So this is a supervised process, extraction of important words from a document. If you are talking about sentences, because we are having only two class labels, in summary and not in summary, that comes under supervisor. But when you are trying to extract the important words, for them, so many words will be there. We may not have these class labels for them. Therefore, they will fall under unsupervised process. But we have to use, for sentence extraction purpose, we have to use supervised techniques, and for important words extraction purpose, we have to use this unsupervised process also. Okay, so these are topic signatures. During deployment, topic signatures are used to find the topic or theme of the text. First, if you know the theme of the text, then sentences are then ranked according to the sum of weights of terms relevant to topic in the sentence. So I'll just show you how these will be ranked. And so we have the packages in the Python. We can run and see how these features will be extracted and how the sentences will be, top ranked sentences will be extracted and weights will be assigned. All these things we can see. Unsupervised technique. This, as I have already told you, this unsupervised technique basically uses this text rank or LexRank. Lexical semantic analysis it uses. This approach models the document as a graph and uses, this is at the end we have to use this text ranking and to extract the summary of that, finalize the summary of the given input text. uses an algorithm similar to this Google's PageRank algorithm that is called Google uses this PageRank algorithm. If you anybody of you people are have a acquaintance with the information retrieval systems, they will study these algorithms, PageRank algorithm, and retrieved pages, how they will be ranked using this PageRank algorithm will be explained there. The same PageRank algorithm is used in TextRank algorithm, and you can use the same either TextRank or LexRank, anything you can use it. But the key intuition in the notion of centrality or prestige in social networks, that is, a sentence should be highly ranked if it is recommended by many other highly ranked sentences. Generally, we assume this intuition, but actually it may not be. If it is repeated by so many ranked pages, then you can include that one. You can think that that is important word, but it is not actually. But text ranking algorithm uses its own algorithm. I'll explain the process of this text ranking algorithm. Basically, this V is it is a matrix of sentence vectors. This S is nothing but the singular space. This is the formula that intuition, for intuition purpose, how it will be extracted. But the same formula will be used in Lex ranking, but text ranking may not be. So this is an example of graph. This gives how these important words are interconnected with each other along with their weights. So this once you got the words and similarity matrix are those, then after that you have to construct this interconnection with the graph algorithms. This is extracted from Wikipedia itself. And this is what happens. Sentence in the text are modeled as vertices. Once you get the important sentences as vertices of the graph, you can use two vertices are connected if there exists a similarity relationship between them. So SI and SJ, these are the two sentences. If they have some similarity based on the weight of this this sentence, yes, all the words are running from 1 to K, you can use, and their weights, all of them are almost similar, matching. Then you can use this similarity matrix, and you can think that these two are similar to each other. You can interconnect them. After the ranking algorithm is run on the graph, sentences are sorted in reverse order of their score, and the top ranked sentences are selected. This helps in the in extracting the top ranked sentences. Why text rank and text rank? Through the graphs, the text rank identifies connections between various entities and implements the concept of recommendation. A text unit recommends other related text units, and the strength of the recommendation is recursively computed based on the importance of the units. So the sentences that are highly recommended by other sentences in the text are likely to be more informative. Okay, so this before I go to this multi-document and multilingual summarization, just I'll give you the gist of this multi-document summarization quickly before I go to the implementation part of implementation. So this yeah.
Sir, sorry to disturb at this moment, sir. Sir, you just know, sir, the sentences which are highly referenced by other sentences will have that. How do we know that, sir, when you take a paragraph and say that how this sentence is referred by others, and how do we check that, sir?
Yeah, yes, I'll explain that. Once you see you follow that session, how this similarity matrix is constructed based on the words of weights of the words and everything, you can easily understand how these top ranked sentences are extracted. I'll show it to you. I'll clarify your doubt. Take it. I'll keep it in mind. I'll explain when time comes. I mean, I'll when I'm demonstrating it, you will easily understand it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So these are multi-document summarization. A large set of documents may have a thematic diversity. It is nothing. In short, if you can understand this, summarizing getting the summary from multiple documents is multi-document summarization. Many desirable features of an ideal summary are relatively difficult to achieve in multi-document setting, mainly clear structure, meaningful paragraphs, gradual transition from general to specific, good readability. All these are, if they are incorporated, it is easy to extract the summary from multiple documents. So for that, we use this, there is an algorithm that is called NEATS. This is a neuro evolution of augmenting topologies. This is the algorithm that is used for multiple document summarization. So it is done in 3 stages: content selection, content filtering, and presentation. So the selection stage is similar to that used in the single document. It uses sentence position, stigma words, and maximal margin marginal relevancy it uses. This explains the NEATS algorithm. But today what I'll do is I'll try to make you understand the summary, extracting the summary both in extractive manner and abstractive manner from a single document. Later on, you can apply the same NEATS, you can import the same package, and you can use this one. This is another thing, multilingual summarization. First, document needs to be converted to a target language, and then summarization is performed on the, suppose if a Hindi document is given, first you need summary in the English. Then what you have to do is the entire document needs to be converted into English first, then summarize the language. These language specific tools are used to perform this. See, Google Translator, it is already there, but other than that, there are some other multilingual summarization tools are there online. You can make use of them. So this is an example for multilingual. This gives Hindi text as an input, and it will be translated in English first. Then the summary is extracted. So this is nothing but multilingual. First, the original text needs to be translated into this target language. Then this will be implemented. So this is another example. So at this point, I am concluding my theoretical aspect. I'll take up the implementation part of that extractive summarization and abstractive summarization of the given original text. So these are some of the references I have gone through for preparing these points.
Sir, is it necessary to translate it into English? Can we apply directly on Hindi?
But see, in native languages, summarization tools are very less and almost nil.
For using the standard tools, we have to convert it, translate it into
if you want to use the standard tools, this formal language, for formal languages only, the tools are available at present.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So this is what the theoretical aspect. Then let me illustrate the practical part of this one. Can you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So fine. This is the document that illustrates the process of implementation. Basically, extraction-based summarization technique first, because this is the most commonly used summarization technique across the world. So process of implementation. First, what we have to do is, if you are given the original document to be summarized, from that you need to tokenize and extract the sentences. Okay, so separate the each and every sentence from the original document. That we have to do it in the first step. Then what you have to do is how many number of sentences you need in the final summary. That also you have to tell. Whether if you are if the document is having, no matter how many pages it is having, how many paragraphs it is having, it is up to us to decide the number of lines or number of sentences in the final summary. That we can tell. Then build a document term feature matrix using weights. These are term frequencies and inverse document frequencies, or which we call it as a bag of words. This TF-IDF helps us in getting this document term feature matrix. So after that, we need to build the similarity matrix by multiplying the matrix by its transpose. Then these documents has the vertices and similarities between each pair of documents as weights. We need to, map by using this page ranking or text similar to that page ranking algorithm we have to use, construct a graph of that particular set of document sentences. Then get the, score for each and every sentence, salient score we call it. Salient score for each and every sentence, and rank these sentences based on score and return the top case sentences. So these are the steps that we have to follow in the process of implementation. Then this one, I assume that this is the process that it follows. Original document, then it is in the form of text. Split it into sentences. From that, you have to extract the vectors, sentence vectors. Then from that, you have to construct similarity matrix from the top case sentences, top ranked sentences. For that, you need to build a graph for that, then give the ranking based on text rank algorithm or lex rank algorithm, anything else. Finally, produce the summary. So for this, we can use Google Collaborator. I'm just using that one. So collab.research.google.com. You also can create an account in that automatically. So these are already there, some things. So this is how it appears in the beginning. Can you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Please
sir.
continue.
Oh, okay. So now this is how it appears. It is connecting and initializing. Just wait for a moment. Then it tells you how much RAM and how much disk space is allocated and how much you have used it from that. So for every account, it gives you some cloud space in terms of RAM as well as disk, as well as for running your code and storing. So if you so once this is initialized, now you can start coding in this. So as I have already told it to you, this is the process. First, what we have to do is step by step, I'll show it to you. So we need to install the necessary dependencies. These dependencies are nothing but this NLTK. NLTK is nothing but the natural language toolkit that we use, toolkit that we have to import it. after that, there is Punct. There is one more package in that. Punct package. What it will do is, this is a sentence tokenizer. What it will do is, given the text, it splits the sentences from the original text. For that purpose, we are using Punct. And then stop words also we have to download. These stop words are nothing but English words which does not add much meaning to a particular sentence. So stop words, as we already know, as we have that these are the words which do not add much significant meaning to a sentence. So for that purpose, what we have to do is, I'm just copying this, and here you just press this one, code. It gives you a code label. Here you can just copy this text, paste this text, whatever you have copied, this code, and run it immediately. Run that particular cell. Okay, so now you see what is happening. So these are downloaded. Package Punct, it is downloaded in root directory, and at the same time stop words is also downloaded in under root itself. Okay, so then if you want to add further code, you can just press on code, and here what you have to do is just next step. What is that one? You have to give the original text. What is original text? You have to give that one. So I'm just copying this this one. Here you just paste it, but there is nothing in between. For this, what I am doing is, I am taking a Word document from my own folders. So in this LORs, I am taking some I'm opening the Word document. This text, I am copying it. This is nothing but the recommendation letter of recommendation content. I'm just copying it. I'll just paste this one within these double quotes. So this is placed, and the length of the text is four paragraphs or so, that is there. Just run this to initialize the document. Okay, so this is initialized. So I have copied that text from Word document. I'm just closing this one. There is no need of keeping this file. Then I'm just now we have to try to extract the sentences from this original text, original input text. So for that, what we are doing is, we need a regular expression package, and so I'll just copy this text, this code, and place it here. Just see, I'm importing regular expression. In this regular expression, why we are using this one? See, other than text, any other special characters that are there, I mean, new lines, as in between blank spaces, whatever they are there, it just removes them, and it strips off the unnecessary characters. I mean, new lines, blank spaces, paragraph gaps, all of them will be stripped off, and so the original text only it keeps. Just to keep it is also completed. Then now we have to extract the sentences. For this, we have this code summarization Genisym tool. We are using this one. It is nothing but a summarization module. So that I am just importing it and using this one. Let us see this. Let us copy this here. Genisym tool, what it is doing, so it is trying to summarize the document based on the ratio. See, if the given text is 100% is taken as one in between 0 to 1. Ratio means 0.2, in the sense 20% of the original text will be taken as the summarization, summary document. In the next thing, this what we are giving is, we can also take the summary, extract the summary in terms of word count also. That is, we are taking 75 words, we are giving it. If you want to reduce or anything else, you can give your own number here. Okay, so I'm using Genesim summarization tool that imports summarize package. In that, I'm using the summarize function. So first time what I'm trying to extract it in terms of percentage ratio, that is in ratio. The second print statement prints the words, that is maximum 75 words will be extracted from the original text. Just run this. You will see the two things. The first thing is this: the 20% of the original text is extracted as the summary, and it as it is takes. It does not apply any feature extraction process or whatsoever. But here we have used some number of words criteria. It extracts exactly 75. 75 words, and it prints that content. What are the total number of lines that are extracted? This length of sentences is nothing but it is 22, displays the total number of sentences extracted, both in terms of this this word count form and ratio form. Now we have to, we didn't apply any feature extraction as of now. We just try to use this tool, Genesim tool, that summarizes the content. But now we have to do it on our own, the summarization process, by applying feature extraction and constructing the similarity matrix, constructing the graph, all those things we have to do it now. So wait a sec, this is so it is heading and all the 5 cells have come. No need to worry, but we need to bring that document so this FDPs in this. So no, it is opening. So the up to this Genesim tool we have seen. Now we have to apply the pre-processing, all those things. So for this basic text pre-processing we are applying, and I'll explain this one by one. And when I copy this one here, yeah, see here that this one it applies stop words. We have used that, we have already downloaded that stop words package, and we are using the English document, original document. For the given document, what it is doing is, it is removing except lowercase and uppercase characters. All other special characters it is removing. all other characters it is removing, and it is converting it into completely lowercase and stripping off the unnecessary words, and it is only keeping the text which is only in upper and lowercase characters. Then we have to extract this word tokenizer. We have to separate these sentences. I mean, separate these sentences into words. And then for each number of tokens we have extracted, for each token in the set of tokens, if that is not in stop words, we have to join each and every word in the filtered tokens to the document. So this is one thing. And then this corpus is nothing but it gets a list of most important sentences from using a main text rank algorithm. This corpus set of the important words, it will extract it, and the most important normalized corpus, and it displays in 3 rows. So this is NumPy and regular expression we have already imported earlier. We need not use it, but now earlier we summarized with Genesim. Now we are not summarizing with Genesim. We are using this. We are first trying to remove the stop words, which are the stop words are nothing but the words that are having only upper and lowercase characters, and later on that this will be converted into lowercase document, entire document. Then we are, from that document, what we are doing is we are extracting the number of words. Number of words are being put normalized and in the form of corpus. That is most important thing. And here what we do is it creates a vector of normalized document in terms of document matrix. So now if you run this, it is giving an error. Expected an indent block. See, whenever you are defining a block, it is our duty to keep them indented. Okay, so just give a tab space for everything. It runs. This is the problem with this Python. Indentations also will be very careful, handled. And this one. Now it is fine. Let us run this one. Yeah. So it has run, and it is displayed the most important sentences, words back actually in the form of now these words have to be related into sentences and important sentences. That is what happening in this vectorization. It displays that extracted the important words from the original text. So now the next part is so this text representation with features. So this is nothing but TF-IDFs. We have to use it. I'll just explain it when we copy the code. Just paste it here. This is scikit-learn that is used for extracting the features. We are importing this package, this TF-IDF vectorizer. TF-IDF is nothing but this term frequencies and inverse document frequencies vectorizer. There is another package called pandas, and see, it is creating a term vector, TF-IDF vector. A minimum difference is 0, maximum difference is 1, use IDF is true, and this will create a vector in between 0 to 1 for all the words that are extracted here, important words that are extracted here. So document term matrix from this document term matrix will be created. So we use this fit function. This fit transforms learns the vocabulary and inverse document frequencies, and then returns document term matrix. It returns document term matrix. The term matrix is represented in the form of an array, converted into an array, and then this vocabulary is nothing but it learns from the features, term frequencies and their weights. It is printing in, then we are trying to print this one in terms of a matrix. So let us run this one, we will see. So what it is doing is all the important words, how many times they are repeated from 0 to this one, acquainted, acquire, all these things. Then for everything, it is giving in terms of 0 to 1 weights, it is assigning for these words. So now we have to apply, all the words are not required for us to summarize, because if its weight is 0.0, why it is for us? We need to apply some threshold. So the words that are repeating more will have more weight, like this 0.36, 0.44, 0.5, like that. You apply some threshold. The words that are less than 0.5, you don't want. Assume that that is the threshold value, and then you extract the important words that are having weightage other than above that threshold. So that we have to do it now. And then, so this is a latent semantic analysis. This is a very important concept. What it is doing is latent semantic. In principle, this latent semantic analysis is a very well-known concept. In any structure you take, among the terms that there exist, there will be contextually related words. They should be correlated in the same singular space. For that SVDS, we are using this singular vector decomposition. We are using SVDS matrix, where whichever the words that from these weights, whichever the words that are related, but that to particular in that threshold, we have to extract them. How many sentences, how many topics, you have to tell that also. Okay, so from this, get the sentence vectors from the matrix, get the top case singular values from S. This is what latent semantic analysis will do. That too, these must be interrelated. I mean, having some relationship between the words or sentence. Here, what we are doing is, so singular count and SVDS we are doing, we are applying this. We need to, if we give some indentation, otherwise this gives an error. So we have to give some indentation. Then it runs. This will tell you the shape and say vector shape, and at the same time space, singular space shape, how many in each and every how many sentences finally it is extracting. 22 it is using, it is delivering. And then from this, apply the threshold and then extract the most important values. I mean sentences. So here we had this matrix, right? In this, everything is having some weightage. We don't need all those words that are less than 0.5 threshold. Just yeah. we applied it, we didn't print them. Then there is a formula for this determining the salient score. Square root of SI into TI power T. There is salient scores we are extracting. This displays the salient scores other than 0.5. So threshold above 0.5. And only these words will be taken into summarization, and these words containing these words will be taken into sentences, summary sentences. So what did we do so far in this? First, let me show it to you. We have tokenized, extracted the sentences. Then we need to tell how many sentences we want, and then build the document feature matrix. We build it in terms of TF, term frequencies and IDFs. Then each and every term, it is taking it into 20 repetitions, 0 to 20. Compute document similarity matrix. That we have to compute it now. Use the document as the vertices, and then now we haven't constructed the similarity matrix. Now we have to construct it. So this is what the similarity matrix, document similarity. We have already constructed singular value decomposition similarity. This we have computed. Now we need to extract the important words. After this latent semantic analysis, salient scores we have obtained, and now we need to get the top sentences and print them, top case sentences from this similarity matrix. So it got these sentences from the based on the salient score of these salient score that is computed, and it is extracting the top case sentences. Once these sentences are extracted, now we have to build the graph for these sentences based on the relationship. So for that, we have to use this text rank algorithm. This text rank algorithm, what it will do is first builds the similarity matrix, and then apply the construct the graph and plot it. Now, so this tries to establish some similarity relationship between the sentences that are extracted, words of the sentences that are extracted, and all these are maybe not having exact relationship. Still here we can filter some words and which are not related. And for that, we are building this graph. So this is a graph of words. It is extracting maximum these 17 sentences. It is taking 18. Or actually, we told that to take 22. Okay, it is taking 21, and Genesim has given 22 words, and the same we have given it in the number of sentences. But there are some isolated words, and not much related words are there in this graph. You can easily understand this. So for this, we are using matplot function. Matplot function from the similarity graph matrix. Node color, we have given it lime green. Now, where the words which are not related, you can remove them still. So get sentences of importance. So this is using the same PageRank algorithm for the similarity graph, where they are not related with each other. In 10 sentences, it has to display it. It has to extract it in rows. So out of the 22 sentences, it extracted 10, which are most related as per the graph. And these actually we need to, convert, put them in our summary. These top sentences, we have to put them in, sort them in reverse order based on the these weights. Then it has to display the summary in 10 sentences. So this is the final, summary of the given input text. So in 10 sentences, it has given this. This is this much text we have given it, and we applied regular expression. All these steps you can. I'll just show it to you one by one. I'll explain that. So this one here, we have downloaded the NLTK, Natural Language Toolkit, and Punkt package, Stopwords package, and then initialized the document, original input. And after that, from this, what did we do? We using the regular expressions, eliminated new lines and paragraph gaps and all those things. Used GenSim summarization that tells the number of summary lines that we have to consider. It is saying that 22. Based on this only, the features will be extracted and final summary will be there. But in the top important sentences, 22, for these 22 sentences, it builds the graph also. But still, if based on the similarity and their relationship, we can tell how many sentences, how many lines we want from the original text. So this is basic feature extractions. And then here, term frequencies, inverse document frequencies, that is document matrix vector we have created. And for each and every word, in terms of term frequencies and their weightages. And after that, we have used this SciPy to extract the singular value decomposition from these spaces. Then we did this singular value matrix we have created. This is what the singular value matrix, and then salient scores are computed here, and salient scores are displayed. And then based on the salient scores, what are the important sentences that are extracted? And then similarity matrix is built based on the text rank algorithm. And still for this, there are some unrelated words and sentences. So if you can easily have an understanding over these unrelated words and words from if you build the similarity graph. So for this similarity graph, we have displayed it, and still we can easily see how which are not that much related each other. So whatever the words, the sentences that are related, most top ranked sentences we can extract from the similarity graph. And these are the top ranked 10 sentences that we are extracting it. And that 10 lines only we are including in the summary part. So any doubt at any point in this? So whatever we have seen it, in this step-by-step description, for the same thing, step by step, we try to import and execute the cells, put the code in the cells. So we have given the input text and all these things. Any doubt?
Yeah, I have one question.
Yeah. Please
Yeah,
go.
towards the end, if you can go to cell number 44, or you can even go to the beginning where you have put the steps. Yeah, here there are few sentences, right? Here, this one, yeah. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sentences are there.
Maximum 10 we told.
Okay, that is fine. No, my question is, like, you're just collecting the sentences, or you're listed the top ranked sentences, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, it's not written in the form of a summary. It's only sentence ranking.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so whether, I mean, this is the end, or will these sentences be written in the form of a summary?
No, we are not writing. Any human involvement is not there in this. We are just applying the feature extraction, applying the text ranking, and based on that text ranking, we are displaying the important sentences. That itself will be treated as the summary.
Okay, so okay. So from this we can say that this summarization now is reduced to sentence ranking.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Still.
So can you explain? So I have one doubt. Can you explain that SVD part and how that matrix is getting created? That part of the code.
So that is a singular value decomposition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is here also. See, for this, there is a formula, madam. Singular value decomposition. For this, there is a formula which we have to use it. SVDS direct, not sentence similarities. Okay, that we use it here at the end. How to get the most important similarity graph, that we get it here. But here, there is a formula. I'll just write it to you. So, if it is possible. See, for calculating this salience score, there is a formula. This SI into T, sorry. So I'll take one more sheet. So this one, based on salience score only, we use this singular value decomposition. Value decomposition. So this is nothing but square root of in the space how many votes that are there, that is singular space, and this this vector weightage, and the term weight that we are giving it, based on the term weight, it calculates. This is the formula that we use it for singular value decomposition.
So based on this formula, that matrix is getting created.
Yeah. This singular value decomposition is done. After that, we are applying this threshold. This is what square root of that square root of S into SI into VI power TI. And this gives salience scores. And based on this salience score only, this text ranking will be given.
Okay, sir.
So the next thing is this abstractive summarization tools. For this abstractive summarization, there are basically, different packages and different tools. The first one is BART. This is nothing but the tool that is used bidirectional autoregressive transformer. Regressive transformer. So this is first one, and this is a denoising autoencoder, basically for pre-trained sequence to sequence models. And in this, first it will try to corrupt the text by applying some noise, by adding some noise function. And it is also used for two purposes. Basically, one for corrupting text, corrupted text, and then this one we also use it. We use it to reconstruct the original text in the form of a short summary. So this is one tool, and there is another tool, GPT-2. This one, generative pre-trained transformer. This is another tool, generative pre-trained transformer tool. This gives it with these tools will not use the words, they will not rank them, they will understand it, whatever the given text that is given, they will give their own sentences. So no feature extraction, no process of constructing the similarity matrix and similarity graph, and finally they do not extract the top ranked sentences. They'll just try to understand the given text and they'll give their own summary. So for that, this is another tool that we use it. This is generally from OpenAI. This bot is from Facebook. And there is another tool which is called T5. This is nothing but text to text transfer transformer. And there is one more tool, fourth one. This is XLM. This is nothing but cross-linguistic language model. This is for multi-language, multilingual documents. We use this one. So like that, four tools basically they are available as part of the Python. We can make use of them and run them and try to extract these. The first one is BART, bidirectional autoregressive transformer. See, then the other one is GP2. then T5 text to text, everything is this T count all the 5 T's. T5, that is text to text transfer transformer. And this is XLM is nothing but cross linguistic language model, and all these tools are available. You can use any one of these for abstractive summary. So these are only for abstractive summary. I'll just summarize these. These are the tools that we can have, as I have already told it to you. BART summarizer, GPTU, generative pre-trained. All these are pre-trained models. We have to just make use of them, import them, and try to extract the important, summary from the original text. So here, I'll just copy this one. So before that, we need to import the transformers. See, this is using BART tool. First, what it will do is pre-trained tool based on the Facebook. This is invented by Facebook only. So BART for conditional generation from pre-trained Facebook tool. It tokenizes the given tokenizer is nothing but they separates the sentences from the original text, and then summary IDs will be generated. It generates the summary. For that, direct function is there for generation, and after that you can decode that input IDs, and you can directly display the summary. So before that, I think we need to install transformers. It is basically a transformer. I have to see that. Let us run this. If it requires any transformers, we need to install that. Yeah. So it is giving an error. Therefore, we need to install the transformers first. EIP install transformers. Yeah. Now it is installing. Already satisfied. Then now we need to paste this one. Yeah, the problem is this original text. What we have given here is, it is the original text is in the document form. So where it is this original text here. So this is the error line. We put our original text in this document variable. So now let's run this. It builds, first it imports all of them, conditional generation, BART tokenizer, configuration, all those packages it downloads. Then from this text, it extracts the sentences, and from the sentences directly it writes its own, this one, summary. You see this one, this is directly giving it. These are not the words exactly that are there in the original text. It gives its own summary. So only thing is it just tokenizer, generate it, decode and display. That's it. So this is the BART tool. And similarly, we can have this GPT tool also generative pre-trained transformer. For this also transformers we have to install, but they are already installed. See, more or less all of them will have the same type of thing. First they will tokenize, this uses the pre-trained GPT tool, GPT-2, but this is pre-trained based on Facebook bot large CNN, convolutional neural networks, and these are this is pre-trained based on generative pre-trained generative neural networks. And so this all of them, first they have to be pre-trained, and for that they are already, models are already there. We can just use them for tokenizing them, generating them, and encoding and decoding. These are the two things that we will do in these models. And encoding, for encoding purpose, original text we have to provide. Here also the problem is original text. We have to, original text is in document, that we have to change the original text, and after that it generates the input IDs from that, then decode them, and in the form of summary you display it. So these are all pre-trained models that are already available based on different types of neural networks. They are neural network models, they are pre-trained. So it is importing all of them and transforming it into summary. Yeah. So finally, this has given the summary, this one. Almost this, I'm pleased to write this letter. This is how it is generated. And this is so the text summary that is generated by BART tool is also almost same, more or less. This is how what is called abstractive summarization techniques works. So not only these two, similarly, as I have already mentioned it, we have these tools, as I have already told it to you. I showed it for BART summarization, BART, that is bidirectional autoregressive transformers, and at the same time GPT-2 also there. And T5 also works in the similar lines. First you need to import the packages, that then tokenize them into sentences, then encode them, then extract the important whatever that encoded things, you have to transform them into sentences, decode them, and display the summary. So this is the T5 also works in the similar lines. If you look at the code parts of these two, almost all of them, see here, all the models will work on in similar lines. They are using the pre-trained model and encoding it. And encoding is nothing but get the sentences, and from that generate the whatever the important sentences that are there, whatever the summary it can generate, then decode it and display the summary. So this also, BOT also works in the same fashion. Similarly T5, similarly that XLM. But XLM, what it will do is, first it transforms into target language, then applies these tools, any one of these methods. Most of them generative adversarial networks and convolutional neural networks. All these only, these neural network models only use it to pre-train the model. And we have to apply the give the original text for encoding, and generate the things, and decode the generated words and construct them in the form of summary, print it. And in the same fashion, in the online also, there are some top 5 online summarization tools are there. There is, you can use them online. You need not work it out. You need not write these codes and everything. Directly, you can use the online tools. There is one Summarize Bot. This is AI and blockchain powered tool. Allows users to know more by reading less with summarization of long text. This includes entire Wikipedia articles, white papers, web pages, and even audio and images as well. There is one more tool which is called Resuma. This tool generates accurate summaries of text, allowing you to filter through documents by key topics. That is identifying important facts and ideas and interpret these articles fast. And there is one more tool, that is Summary, which uses, if the original text is either in the form of TXT or PDF formats, no problem. To the most important sentences, in just 7 seconds, it generates the abstractive summary. Then there is one more tool, text summarization. This online platform provides summarization of web pages in a simple and straightforward. This is for web pages basically, not for text or PDF. And there is another tool, text compactor, that comes with a language translation tool as well. This is nothing but, first it translates it into target language and then generates the summary for the target language. So these are the top 5 tools that are there online. You can make use of them. But if you want to use your own tools, you can use any one of these pre-trained models. These are all pre-trained models. BERT is a pre-trained model based and GPT and GPT-2 version 2. Now this version 5 is also available in GPT-2, generative pre-trained transformer. And similarly, this XLM and T5, text-to-text transfer transformer, that also works in the similar fashion. But mainly, the most important research that is being carried out in this is extraction-based summarization, and this is what we have seen it. Ranking, similarity matrix, and similarity graph, finally getting the top ranked important sentences. These are abstract summarizers. Anything from anybody from these abstract summarizers? Or
it was indeed a wonderful session. Regarding the pre-trained models which you mentioned, like BART, GP2, T5, and XLM, I think all these are for English language.
Yes.
Are there any?
This XLM, XLM is not only for English. You can use it for that. As I have already mentioned it to you, it is cross-linguistic language model.
Okay. Can we use these models for Indian languages also?
Yeah, we can use this XLM. We can use.
Okay,
but GPT-2, T5, they are as you said for English.
Yeah, because most of the not only these tools, most of the tools that are available are for English, maybe to some extent Spanish also.
Yeah.
But number of models available for especially the Indian languages or the low resource Indian languages, they are very less.
Very less. So for that only we have to apply this NLP, and first you need to transform it into target language, then we have to summarize it.
Okay. Thank you.
So still anything from anybody?
So can you please share this code and that document?
Yeah, surely, madam. That this PDF file, share it with you, and at the same time that PPT also share it to you. You can try on your own. Another time you can give a try for these extraction based as well as abstraction based summarizers. Here I showed only, I demonstrated only two, but all of them will work in the similar lines. Abstraction summarizers I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Where exactly we where this, you said two types, like extractive based and abstractive summaries. Like in what way we can use them, like for a research purpose, or for like I have a newspaper article or something like that, or a blog. So which one I should go and what is the purpose? Like how it is useful for me? How I didn't get that, sir. Sorry.
Yeah. So this for newspaper articles and news summarization, as of now, this extraction based summarization tools only being used. Extraction based summarization tools only being used. So any news article or web content or newspaper article or general this television news also for, summarized based on this extraction based techniques only.
I mean, sir, question is like, if you are training that using the standard, you said some transformer, GPT-2 and all, are they really trained on the real data from newspapers or something like that? Or is there any corpus available that you have the same corpus and you use that for training as well as testing also? Is it like that, sir?
Yeah, these abstractive based GPT-2 and T5, XLM, whatever I told, but all these are pre-trained models. We cannot take them into, because we cannot define our own threshold level there. Okay, so they are trained models. They'll just take the original text and they'll give their own summaries. That's it. But accuracy point of view, and if you want exact summary, I'll suggest you to go for extraction based summary, because there we can put our specify our requirements clearly there.
Okay, sir. Sorry to disturb you once again. Last question, sir.
No problem. Go ahead.
So when we go for this extraction based, this one, as you said, like for our requirements, if there is something like that to
number of lines we can specify, threshold level we can mention, and number of sentences to be extracted we can tell in the beginning. All these things we can specify according to our need of the summary, that we in what way the summary has to look like.
But for that also we need to train, no, sir? Some model we need to train. Otherwise, it's like trial and error, and we don't know what kind of outcome will be there when we give some threshold, and later we try to change the threshold and again see that. So how do we really make a model like that, sir? Like for a particular, like maybe English language itself, if I take for a general English text itself. So if I go on changing threshold or some other parameters, so I may not really get the results what I want because it may affect something else. So how do we really take care of that?
See, one thing I would like to how to take care of is in the sense, see here we are training and we are extracting the features based on term weights itself. So weights are actual representation. I mean, frequencies based on the number of times a word is appeared in that particular text. These weights and vectors, these matrices will be constructed. So based on after that, what we are doing once you have constructed this salience score, we are calculating salience score in the sense from this SVDS, we are calculating the salience score based on the salience score itself. See, this is what training itself. But everything is in our hands. There we don't. No control in our hand in abstractive summarization tools.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any queries from participants? Anything you want to know from the session? Any queries? Sir, ma'am is asking about, is there any tool available for grammar checking for paraphrase sentences?
Paraphrase sentences for this already Grammarly is there, but that will not paraphrase it. Paraphrasing tools are already available. So many paraphrasing tools are there. They will rewrite most of the paraphrasing tools, they'll substitute the synonyms of those words so that you can skip from the plagiarism part of that. So no tool is accurate enough to rephrase it. But summaries you can if you are using short article, or if you want to extract a short article out of a very big chapter, you can do it with the extraction based summarization tool. But checking grammar checkings and all, you can depend on Grammarly tool. But it is to some extent only, but we need to subscribe for it to get utilize the full features of that Grammarly tool.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Ma'am, I think you got the answer from Viraya, sir. Yeah. Anything else you want to know, participants?
Sir, abstractive summarization tools can be applied for any type of corpus, or for checking only single documents?
No, you can apply for any type of, but it has to be in English.
Okay. Corpus may be of any type of English.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, actually, I am working on a Brahmi script and I want to apply OCR